is Tuesday, January 12th. Welcome to CGN News. The Barbados government is offering refunds to tourists and visiting Barbadians who have been affected by delays in receiving their second COVID-19 test results. Minister of Tourism Lisa Cummings says her ministry has been advised of the financial impact on visitors in accommodations beyond the expected time as a result of delays in receiving their results. She says the government will cover the cost of hotel rooms for all those whose results are outstanding beyond 72 hours, the GMC reports. Cummings says the refund applies to over 230 persons affected by the backlog at the Public Health Laboratory. Prime Minister of Grenada, Dr. Keith Mitchell, now says that he will not be exiting public life before the 2023 general election. During the campaign for the 2018 general election, Mitchell then indicated that he would not contest another general election. However, in an interview on Thursday, the Prime Minister said that he has changed his plans about handing over leadership. Mitchell, who has served in the Parliament for almost 4 decades, will celebrate his 75th birthday in November. The Trump administration on Monday redesignated Cuba as a state sponsor of terrorism. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo announced the step, citing Cuba's continued harboring of U.S. fugitives, as well as its support for Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro. The designation is one of the latest in a series of last-minute moves that the Trump administration is making before Biden takes office on January 20. Removing Cuba from the blacklist had been one of former President Barack Obama's main foreign policy achievements as he sought better relations with the communist island. Trump, however, has sought to reverse many of Obama's decisions involving Cuba. Latin American home delivery services application Hugo is projecting that it will create 300 new jobs in Jamaica by the end of this year. The self-described super app is offering home delivery services to businesses and customers across several industries. Hugo is entering the market as a one-stop courier app to deliver from the restaurants and food services industries and will also offer casual bearer services. The app is currently available for free download. Hugo started operations in El Salvador in 2017 and currently operates in Guatemala, Costa Rica, Honduras, Nicaragua, and the Dominican Republic. The FBI has warned of possible armed protests being planned for Washington, D.C. and in all 50 U.S. state capitals, and they could start as early as this week. In a bulletin to law enforcement, the agency warns extremists are calling for the storming of all federal, state, and local courthouses if Trump is removed from office early. The New York and New Jersey state police are now working closely with the FBI to harden security ahead of President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration. In New York City, the NYPD says it will have a robust presence at all locations affiliated with President Donald Trump through January 20. The FBI is trying to prevent a repeat of last week's riot at the U.S. Capitol. The mayor of Washington, D.C. has asked for security to be bolstered during United States President-elect Joe Biden's January 20 inauguration in the U.S. Capitol after deadly violence on Capitol Hill last week. In a letter to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security shared on Twitter on Sunday, Muriel Bowser said a very different approach must be taken during Biden's inauguration, given the chaos experienced at the Capitol on January 6. 5 people, including a local police officer, died after supporters of Donald Trump overran the Capitol building as Congress met to vote to confirm Biden's election victory. The U.S. State Department's website prematurely announced that President Donald Trump had left office Monday, sending social media into a tailspin. Trump's official biography page stated on Monday Donald J. Trump's term ended January 11, 2021 at 7:49 p.m. before being taken down. The State Department did not immediately respond to AFP's question on whether the incident was the result of hacking or a glitch. President-elect Joe Biden is due to be sworn in on January 20 at noon after defeating Trump in the November 3 election. Lawmakers are calling on Trump to resign, his cabinet to remove him, or for a second impeachment after he encouraged a mob that violently trashed a session of Congress formally certifying Biden's win. After a campaign marked by violence where dozens of people were killed, Ugandans will vote in a general election on Thursday. President Yoweri Museveni is seeking his sixth elected term in office after 35 years in power. The 76-year-old faces 10 challengers, most notably the pop star turned politician Bobi Wine. Human rights groups have accused security forces of using excessive force to break up opposition rallies during the campaign. But the government says these strong measures are necessary to ensure people comply with a ban on large crowds imposed to tackle the coronavirus pandemic. Pope Francis changed Catholic Church law Monday to allow women to do more things during Mass, but they still cannot be priests. Francis amended the law to state that women can be installed as lectors and serve on the altar as Eucharistic ministers. Previously, such roles were officially reserved for men, even though exceptions were made. Francis said he was making the change to increase recognition of the precious contribution women make in the church. But he also noted that doing so further makes a distinction between ordained ministries and those open to qualified laity. And finally, a U.S. judge has granted a stay of execution to Lisa Montgomery just hours before the only woman on America's federal death row was due to be given a lethal injection. Judge James Hanlon said a competency hearing should be held first, a BBC report states. Montgomery's lawyers had argued she was mentally incompetent to be executed. Lisa Montgomery strangled a pregnant woman in Missouri before cutting out and kidnapping the baby in 2004. Montgomery, now 52, would have been the first female federal inmate to be put to death in almost 70 years had her execution in Indiana gone ahead as scheduled on January 12th. That's it for CGN News. Join us on Saturday, January 16 at 6 p.m. for the CGN presentation of our 2020 Year in Review on IRIJamRadio.com and IRIJam 360. Thanks for watching.